Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be working on the Autumn Winter Altered book that I started a little while ago. As far as I'm concerned, we're still in autumn, it's still November, and it'll be November till the end, it'll be autumn till the end of November, so I'm just going to carry on working in this. I'm hoping that it'll only be a couple more videos now, but I think that what I want to do now is to start to decorate the book. And I'm going to start off with the cover, because I'm sure you didn't think I'd finished with the cover just doing this, did you? I'm sure you couldn't have thought that, possibly. So I want to do a bit more work on the cover, and I want to start with the spine. It's got this black sticker on here, which I've tried to get off, and it's not, I don't know if there's probably some clever method of doing it, but I can't get it off, and it's been there a very long time already, so, and it's not showing any sign of peeling off, so I had to figure out a way to cover it, and I've tried different things, but in the end I've settled on covering it, at least as a first layer, with multiple layers of cheesecloth. I tried doing it laying over with some white paper, and I just didn't like the look of it. It was too harsh, and I thought I want something softer. And lace on its own, whatever I was laying over it, that none of the lace was thick enough to cover up the black, but I thought if I put this on as a layer first, if you can see, I hope I've done this the right sort of width. If I lay it on first, it completely covers the black, and it gives a nice soft background. I might need to trim it a little bit more, I think. Yes, I do. Just trim it a little bit more at the bottom. But I think that would be nice, and then I'll put some lace over that. So I think that's probably, I'm just thinking I might not need it as wide as even that. So I might just trim it down a little bit more, and then we'll get cracking on sticking it on. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit more off the bottom. I'm going to try and keep my layers together so that they actually are all the same size. Let's see if that's now the right length. Because as things get glued, they tend to stretch a little bit as well, don't they? So I've got to make sure it's wide enough to cover the black label, that's the thing. So I'm just going to trim a little tiny bit more. Hope I haven't overdone it. I don't want it laying over the side of the book too much. Just want it to cover that spine. Make sure that black label is well and truly covered. So I think I'll stick it on. I may, if I need to trim it off, I could trim it off after I've glued it, couldn't I? Right, so I'm hoping it'll just stay like that long enough for me to apply some glue. Yep. Ooh. So we've been having a few really nice autumn days recently. We've had some beautiful autumn sunshine and quite mild weather. It's been really lovely. But today it is so damp and dreary. It feels like autumn has really come back with a vengeance. And in fact, I'm filming quite early in the morning, but I've got my light on. I've had to put my just my normal overhead light on. I haven't got special filming lamps like a lot of people do, because I film under a window, so most of the time I'm working with natural light, so I don't really need super duper lighting in here. But I have had to put my overhead light on just to see what I'm doing, because it's just so grey everywhere today. Okay, let's just try and pop this down. Show a little tiny bit of the red at the top. Try and get it straight. I'm hoping that the glue will actually seep through enough from underneath to adhere most of the layers, and then I'll put some more on top when I add the lace, and that will hopefully, they'll all, because it's thin enough, it should hold all the layers together. Now it is still a little bit long now that it's glued. These things always stretch a little bit, and I think I've got Ah, something has slipped down underneath. Oh well, never mind, it can get trimmed off and it won't show once the lace is on. I think I might just trim this off a little bit more at the side. Just making this up as I go along. I don't know if this is the right way to approach it, but it's going to be the way I'm going to do it. I think I will just catch it down at the side here, if I can. Just put a bit more glue along here. I haven't completely decided which lace I'm going to use yet. Got one or two options. But it was a case of how it looks when laid on top of this lot. So it's all starting to fray up a bit, which is the look I really want it to have. I think I've got some bits stuck on the back of my book, and I've even got a bit of glitter, I think, or something on the back of here. Got rid of that. Good. Okay. So that's that side. And catch these down at this side as well. Just going to put a whole load of glue and hopefully it'll hold everything down. It's all getting very frayed now. I can pick off all the loose bits afterwards, can't I? Let's just see how we can get this to hold itself down. Okay. Ugh. Bit of a messy job, this. Right. Let's just trim off some of these extra bits. Right. Yeah. Can't get it off my fingers now. Yeah, there we are. Right, so we've just got a soft covering for the spine, and now I need to cover it with some pretty lace. Just finding one that's about the right width. So I've got 2 or 3 here that may or may not be the right thought. This is the one I was thinking I might use, because I really like this one. Let's see if it's the right sort of width. So I think that would work quite nicely. So I think I'll stick with that. I'm not going to faff around trying to find any more. Oh. See, this has got a little bit of netting just sticking out the side there. I just need to trim that off a little bit. There we are. Okay, more Fabri-Tac. A bit more tricky to get it to flow on the cheesecloth, but it's coming. Just dab it about a bit. Boop, boop, boop. Hopefully that's sufficient. Lay this on. There we are. I think that will be fine. Not sure if it needs any more gluing at the sides, but when it's dried, I'll see if it feels like it needs any extra glue at the sides. It might do. But at the moment, I just want it to dry because it's quite gluey. And we'll see what it needs when it's a bit drier. Okay, that's the spine sorted, I think. I really wanted to get rid of that horrible black label. I may need to do a little more work at the side here, but I have another idea of what I might put here that might just cover all that up. Okay, so the front, what I want to do, I've made a start because I thought it would take too long to do it all on camera, and I was right, it took me ages to get it right. So I've made a little label. It's not completely, well, let's see how dry it is. Oops, that's right. So I've made this little label. I've done it with, I've done some gold embossing, the word autumn, and I've done my glittery paste around the edges that I've been using quite a bit. But because I couldn't do it all in one go, I've just this morning just done the bottom bit a little while ago, so it may not be completely dry. So I want to put that there. So I'm just going to hold it there for a moment. Put autumn there. And the other thing I've got to go on here are some extra leaves. So I've been punching out some gold leaves from some gold card, and I thought I would quite like to just dot these around. Just around this side of it. But I think before I do that, I need to put the label on because I want them to kind of slightly go over the label. So while I'm just waiting for that to finish drying, we're going to do the winter one. And that one I will do with you on camera because it's the same process. So I thought there was no point in doing both of them on camera. And winter is slightly easier because it's only one of each letter, because I'm using this these stamps that clip together, but I only had one U, so I had to do it in two sections, and the AUT and the UMN. And if you see, I haven't done a perfect job of lining them up. It's close enough, and I thought this is already about the third time I tried it, because lining them up isn't that easy. I thought that was good enough, so that's the one I'm going to use, even though it's not perfect. This one will be easier because it's the whole word in one go. And I'm going to do this, of course, in silver. So I've got a piece of card here. It's got I don't know if the light catches it, but it has got a slight sheen to it. It's got like a very slight sparkly look to it. It's not really sparkly, but anyway, it's not completely matte. So I thought I might use that because that will just add a little bit extra something. And I'm just going to print on there, and then I'll cut it out in the label shape like I've done with the other one. So I just need all my embossing gear, which I happen to have ready to hand. I've got the lunar paste ready to go around the edge. I've got the embossing powder, a brush, and my Versamac embossing pad, which is a bit grubby, as you can see, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. Right, let's just make sure I get all the letters covered. I'm just going to give a wipe on the edge in case it picks up the edges. We don't want the edges being embossed as well. Try and get that. Oop. And then we'll just press the word down. You can't see it at the moment, but it is there somewhere. Let's hope it's there. Let's see how it looks when I put the embossing powder on it. I haven't done any embossing for ages and ages. I thought it would be quite nice to have a little bit of shiny embossing on the front of this book. And I'm just going to use my tweezers for this. There it is. And there it is, the word winter. I'm just going to use my brush to get rid of all the bits I don't need. clean it up. There we are. Don't want any spots where I don't want them. So now I've managed to wipe a little bit off the end, so I just need to see if I can put some back on again. This is not something I'm particularly good at, but I will. Trying to clean up around the letter without actually cleaning it off the letter itself. Close enough. Okay, we've got winter. So let's get that out of the way. And I just want to bring in my craft mat because that will protect my the black one underneath. Because this is heat resistant. And I've just got my heat gun. Right, I'm just going to emboss it. I've just noticed that the W has got a bit missing as well. And if I can just do a little bit more on there. To make sure the letters are actually incomplete. I don't have to go over it again after. Okay, I think that's okay. Yep. Ah, done it again. Right, just trying to brush off the excess and not the letter. Right, so I'm just going to heat this up and I'll come back because otherwise you'll just get horrible roaring in your ears. So I thought I would just, I've done half of it, I just thought I would do the last little bit on camera just so you can see the magic, the alchemy of it changing. I just always enjoy seeing that change. Hope it's not too loud, but I could see if you can see it on camera as it changes from dark to shiny silver. There it goes. Suddenly changes. Lovely. Okay. I'm sure you've done that yourselves before, but I just thought I'd try and show it on camera because I think you never get tired of seeing that change from the dark colour of the powder when it melts and it becomes all shiny. Right, so I've got my word and now I need to cut it out. I wonder how well I think it shows all right on the white. I mean, the other way it might look really good would be on a piece of black, but I just don't think that will be quite the look I'm going for. Have a black label. So I'm going to see how it comes out on the white, and I've just got to use my little handheld die cutter. So I'm going to, which way is it? It's got to go like that, hasn't it? Yep. So what I'm going to do is put my label die on there. I think I need to use a bit of washi tape to hold it in place because I'm going to have to turn it up the other way to cut it. I don't want it cutting down because my cutting plate will be on top. No, that way. I might just put the washi on the die first, then position it so you can still see the word. Luckily it's the same length of word as autumn, so I know it'll fit. Another piece on the other side. Let's do it that way round. Okay, so I've got my die around the word. have to put it upside down so that it cuts into the cutting plate. Oops, it's slid. Oh, don't worry about the cracking noise, it does that. It's quite normal for it to make that horrible noise. I love this little handheld one. I've got an electronic one, a bigger one, but for doing these kind of things, it's just so much quicker just to get that out and do these on the desk. And so there we have winter with the label, in the label shape. And then I just need, what was that? So it's gone on the floor. I've always got pins going on the floor. And I've got my Lunar Paste, Ultra Sparkle Paste it's called, by Cosmic Shimmer. And this is the same as the gold. So I'm going to go around the edge. And I'll have to do the same as I did with the autumn, I think. Just go around 3 sides while I'm holding it and let it dry. And come back and finish it a bit later on. So I might not be able to actually stick this on today, or in this video, just because I don't want to mess it up, because I've already, with the autumn one, I already made one, and because I was too impatient and just kept going, I made a bit of a mess of it. So I don't want to do that on this one. So I ended up making 2 or 3 of the autumn ones, until I got one that I was reasonably happy with. Still not perfect, but we can't really strive for perfection, we just need to strive for good enough. Although I am inclined to be a bit of a one to strive for perfection, but I very rarely make it. Right, just put a little bit more along the edge. It's really lovely and sparkly. Right, so that's the 3 sides. So I'm just going to put this on my piece of book page to dry. Find somewhere to lay it where it's not going to keep getting knocked. And immediately it goes upside down. Yeah, okay. Lay there. Right. Now what if I do? There we are. I'm just going to wipe my fingers, and let's have a see if the autumn one is ready to glue down. Right. Let's just clear the decks a little bit. Okay. How are we doing? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Now, I had toyed with the idea of putting this up onto sort of foam pads, but in the end I decided I wouldn't. I just think it looks better lying flat, and that way I can more easily, I'd quite like the idea of overlaying these leaves a little bit and just kind of incorporating it into the design, and you can't do that if you've got it up on foam. So that was my idea. So I tried it. That was another one of my fails. I tried. Got as far as making one I was happy with, and I put it on foam and then I didn't like it. So yeah, I think I might have to use the Fabri-Tac to stick this on. Oops, started leaking everywhere, so I forgot to put the top on. And actually, if I don't press it down too hard, it just gives it a little bit of dimension. Fabri-Tac. Put some blobs on, and then don't press it too flat. That might be just enough dimension for it. Still got the washi tape stuck on the back, but it doesn't show, so I'm not going to worry about it. Right, let's put autumn there. Okay, just press it gently so it holds, but just like a zephyr of air underneath there, and that's all. Just wipe the Fabri-Tac off me silver card because I'm going to need that in a minute. And then I need to glue on these leaves, so I might as well do this one. So I want it just poking over the top of my label. And another one I think at the bottom. Like so, I think. And then I'm just going to put a few around as little highlights. And down here. I'll do it that way. I'm going to have that coming out of there. Do another one at the top. Oop. One there. That might be enough. Could possibly have another one right at the bottom here. I've just got one left, which I could trim off. So it looks like it's just fallen off the book. I might just do that. Maybe I'll trim it. No, I haven't done it right there, have I? I've trimmed it in the wrong place. That was foolish. I'll leave that for now. I might be able to, if I remember what I've done with the gold card, because I put it away after I'd done him. I may not need that because I've got another possibility. So I've got this stuff. I've got gold and silver. And maybe what I need to do, I can unravel it from each other. Oop. Maybe it'd be quite nice just to finish this edge with a bit of this gold trim. And then I could put the silver on the other side, couldn't I? Even though it would be a little bit out of sight, but it would. I could pop that along the side there. I'll have to think about that. I don't know whether that's going to be too much. The alternative is a bit of gold rickrack or something just to edge it, or just to leave it rough, I don't know. I can't quite make up my mind. I think that's a bit too much now. It was a thought. Well, I'm just going to go and find the gold card because I really do want to put a little leaf here, I think, now. And I'll trim it after I've cut it after I've stuck it, not before, because that didn't quite bend a little bit. And I've got my punch out, so I can just do one more leaf. Stick that on. Do that like that. That's better. And when it's dry, I'll trim that one off. Right, and for the winter part, I have of course got snowflakes. So I need to punch a few of those out. Fortunately, I've only got quite a small snowflake punch, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I did have a packet of snowflake, they're plastic snowflakes, and I was going to use them, but I didn't like them. Somehow I preferred this one, the punched out ones on the silver card. How many do I need? Do a few more. Okay, so I'll do the same, because I want to put the label, so I don't know whether I'm going to be able to finish this until this is dry. Let's try putting on the rest of the glitter. I think I just need to put the top on this, on the glue. I may be able to use my heat gun just to dry that off. What have I done with it? There it is. Let's put that last little bit of glitter paste around this. Nearly done. There we are. I use my tweezers, I can at least see how it looks. So I want to put this down here, I think. And then we can see how the snowflakes work around it. Might just dot them around. Do I need to have them? I need to have one at least, I think, overlapping, just to incorporate it as part of the scene, if you can call it a scene. One at the top. And then one. I might need one or two more of these as they're smaller than the leaves. I think I should probably put one about here. I think I need to try and see if I can dry this with the heat gun before I actually glue it down. So I'll have a go at doing that, and then I'll come back, because I don't think that's something you really need to watch. Not very exciting. Right, my label is now dry, ready to stick on. But I also, while I was off camera, so I'll come back to that, tried out the rickrack that I've got. So I've got a gold, quite a narrow gold one, and I actually rather like that, just along there, just to finish that off, just because it looks a bit tidier. I like it to look a bit neat. I don't really want it to be too raggedy along the side there. It's just me. I just like that. And then on the back, I have got this silver one. It's not the same, it's a wider one, but actually I think on the back the wider one works quite well. Just to give that a finish as well. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put those on first, I think, just because I do think that finishes it off. Right, so let's just see if we can get the Fabri-Tac to... Sometimes I put the glue down first and then stick the rickrack on, but because it's the shape that it is and wavy, you end up with glue where you don't want glue. So I thought if I can try and get it to actually go on the rickrack itself, at least I get the glue in the right places. It's a bit tricky because it's long, but at least the Fabri-Tac seems to be flowing today, which makes life so much easier. Okay, let's pop this down here. Just tidying up this edge, which I like a lot better. That down a little bit. Just take out some of these. I can always trim off any little stray straggly bits. I think that just finishes that nicely, just gives it a finish, an edge. And then on the back, I just need to put a little bit of glue down just to hold some of this cheesecloth down a little bit. Do a bit of trimming, and then we'll put the silver down. All these bits of fibre, they're getting everywhere and they're sticking to the book. So I think if I can seal it, it would look a lot better. Okay, I think I could be trimming these bits off forever. I don't put something down to stop them. So let's put the glue on the other piece of rickrack. So I'm hoping to start actually doing some decorating in the book, but as is always the case, things always take a little bit longer. I hadn't really planned on doing this bit, but I think it's needed. I'd rather get it done and feel happy that it looks finished than start doing something else before I'm really happy with it. Pull this down a bit. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's better. And that's as good as I'm going to get, I think. Just gives it a little bit of a tidier finish. Alright, I can always trim off, I probably will need to trim off a few more bits, but let's just finish this off now. So let's get my winter label on. Do it on here actually, just in case anything comes off. I haven't completely dried it as well as I thought I had. I'm going to put winter down here. Just hold it in place just to keep it flat, because this card has a tendency to curl for some reason. And I hold it, make sure it's actually glued flat. Right, now I've got my little snowflakes. Put one of those, whoop, attempt to put one of those down here. Right. And I'm definitely going to put one right there where there's a blob of something or other I want to cover up. And I'll put one up here. One over here. Needs one down here, doesn't it? Whoop. Where else are we going to put one? Put one there, I think. Might need one more here. And I've got enough card to cut out another one. Put one there. Yep, I think so. Right. So, I think that looks okay. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Looks a bit more decorated. Right, so I'm just going to clear away all the stuff I've been using to do this, and then bring in all the die cuts and bits and pieces so we can start decorating a little bit inside here. I don't think it's going to need a huge amount, so I'm hoping it won't take too long to get this decorated. I might do a bit in this video and a bit at the beginning of the next one. So I'll be right back. Right, so I've put away all my embossing stuff, pulled out all my bits of lace and die cuts and things that I think might go in this journal. As I say, I don't think it needs a huge amount of embellishing, but just a few bits here and there. So we'll just go through, and I really don't think these first few pages need anything. I just love them as they are, because this kit is just so stunning. When I needed to print something else off, and I found that there was even a few more pages I hadn't even printed off yet. So I've got more die cutting to do, or fussy cutting should I say. What I would like to do on the edge of this pocket though, I would like a bit of lace. I think and I've got a few bits here, but it needs to be fairly thin lace. I mean, this crocheted lace I think would be perfect. I'm hoping it's not really too thick, I don't think. Some of it is quite bulky, some of the crochet type lace, but I think this one is actually quite a thin one, and I think that would look quite nice on the edge there. So I'm going to do that, I think. Got it there. And there. I think back to the good old Fabri-Tac, which has been playing nice today. Makes a nice change. So I am absolutely love it. I shall try and remember to link this kit again. I haven't linked it to every video, but I think it's absolutely stunning, and I really feel like I'm going to want to make a journal with this kit, possibly next year or something. I've loved working with it so much. Okay, I've just got to trim it off as usual. I always cut a little bit too much because it always stretches a bit when you glue it, doesn't it? And I haven't quite got the hang of allowing for that, but I'd rather have too much than too little. Right, and I think apart from that, I don't think it needs any more. Got to be very careful not to overbulk these altered books. I've seen many people who are doing them say it repeatedly, so I have to bear that in mind. So this is quite busy enough, I think, this page, so I'm not going to do anything more with that. However, I think these pages possibly need a little something, and not sure about this one. Certainly I need to put something on here. So I've got lots of, I'll put it on here, then you can see what I'm, so I've got quite a few bits cut out. Don't know, I think I might go for some leaves. Quite a few leaves here, and then it'll go with the opposite page, won't it? Variety of bits and pieces. I think I've probably already used a few of them. Got some sunflowers. So many yummy things, I don't know what to use really. Let's have a look. Let's pull some all of these out. So I'm just wondering, I don't necessarily want to copy the page opposites. Maybe I just need to do something a little bit different. Doesn't really work, does it? Got any other bits? More small leaves here. Button. Oh, and more leaves. And some numbers. Maybe I can use one or two of those. She's nice. Okay, have I got enough? I think I probably have. Alright, I've got to make my mind up. Just pop a few things on here, I think. I'll spend all day just trying to find the perfect embellishment on here. On that one, the colour's too similar to the page opposite. Got to keep it really flat because obviously I've got to put journal cards and things to put in here. Okay, I'm just going to ink this around a little bit, particularly on the stem where it's still showing its white background a bit too much. One of those. I've got these little bits and pieces as well. I've got some of those leaves that I bought, the fabric leaves, and I cut them in half. I don't know if I'll be able to use those. Die cut squirrel. Let's have a look. I like the squirrel. Not die cut squirrel, am I talking about? Stamped squirrel. I somehow manage to lose my words when I'm on camera. It's stamping and punching and die cutting all mixed up. Right, let's see. One of those. One of those. Put that in there. Okay, let's just try and glue these down. I might use the glue stick, and that might be the best option for these type of things. There it is. It's hiding. So tempting just to layer and layer, but it really would be foolish. There are so many gorgeous options in this, with all these die cuts, or cut aparts, or whatever you want to call them. Maybe if I lift that up a little, pop him underneath there. Yep. Yep, I'm just trying not to overthink it. Just sticking and plonking. I don't know if any of you have ever watched the wonderful scrapbooker Inky Quill, but that's her mantra, stick and plonk. And I try to do that. I try to keep that in mind when I can, but I'm not very good at it. I always have to overthink. I think that's something that many of us suffer from. Overthinking syndrome. just want this little piece just to finish it off. No rhyme or reason. But they're just little elements just to pop on, just to give you a little final bit of interest on the page. Oops, got it stuck. There we are. Okay. Yeah, there's the pocket. Do I need to put anything else on the pocket? It'd be quite nice to have a little bit of, maybe a bit of lace along there, I don't know. Maybe a bow. It's a bit big. Got any small ones? Let's see if I've got any smaller bows. There were some smaller ones. Oh, what's this? Haha. That's quite nice. Yeah, I think I'll just pop that at the top of the pocket. Bit of glue on it. Just a bit of a shame, but never mind. Just try and get it off. There we go. Should still be okay to, yep, it's not impeding on the pocket. Right, that's as far as I've got, I think, today. I knew I would only just get a little bit of decoration done. So let's have a look, see what's still got to do. So we just did a little bit of decoration in here today. Whoops, oh, there we go. A little bit of lace along there. I'm just wondering whether any little bit of lace along here would be nice. Little piece there. Does that finish that off? Don't want to impede the pocket. I might just pop that on there. Okay. Now, oh gosh. I think my hot glitter glue might be a bit gunked up, so I'm not sure how well it's going to come out. Been doing so well with the Fabri-Tac this morning, I thought, not sure this will work. Oh, maybe it will. There we are. Let's put a little bit of this over here. I overestimated how wide this lace was. Bit of a trim. Just a little bit of a finish on there. And then we've just done a little bit on here again. I'm wondering about a bit of lace along there. I like this one. I'm going to use a variety, maybe along the bottom. Yep. Okay, I thought I'd finished. I going to regret adding too much lace? That's the only thing, making it too bulky. I'm going to have to be careful, aren't I? Maybe I better leave it for now. Perhaps when I've gone through and added where I think it really needs it, and then I might come back and add some lace afterwards, perhaps. There will be some lace. I'll have to think about where I want to put it and not just put it everywhere and then end up not having room to make the second half look really pretty. Okay, I'll leave that for today, and I'll come back in my next video and do the rest of the decoration on this. And we'll see how we go. Right, so thank you so much for joining me for today, and please do join me again soon. Bye for now.